Ladies and gentlemen, there are some things in your life that need to be sacred, cherished in the deepest chambers of your heart. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your journey because your story is powerful. It's a masterpiece, a canvas of your life, and not everyone can handle that level of beauty. When you share too much of yourself too soon, you open up the most precious parts of who you are to people who might not see your worth. You are not an open book for just anyone to read. Some pages in your life are meant to stay between you and the Creator, between you and your deepest thoughts. Listen to me, when you let too many hands in your pot, you risk them stirring up a recipe that wasn't meant for them. There's power in your silence, strength in your solitude. You are a diamond cut with purpose, shaped by experiences that no one can fully understand. But some people, when they hear your story, all they will do is try to take from it without ever giving you the respect your journey deserves. Know your worth. Guard your heart. Let not every person who smiles at you think they have permission to dig into the core of who you are. Your personal life is not a free show. It's not entertainment for the masses. Don't let anyone steal the essence of your peace, your joy, your success by prying into what was meant to be between you and your deepest self. Be mindful of where you pour your energy, for not everyone is capable of receiving it with the right heart. Some people will watch your progress, waiting for you to slip, and others will simply take what they can get. But you are not meant to be diminished. You are not meant to give yourself away until there's nothing left. There's a wisdom that comes from knowing when to hold your cards close, when to keep your visions private, when to allow only those who truly value you to have a glimpse into your sacred world. There are moments in your life that will define you, moments that will shape you into something powerful, and not everyone is entitled to those moments. You don't need permission to be great. You don't need approval to move forward. But what you do need is discernment. Know who is worthy of your time, your thoughts, your plans, and yes, even your dreams. Your life is yours. You hold the keys to your future, and it's time to take control, to stop letting others dictate how your story unfolds. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. Keep some things sacred, hold your peace, and let the world witness the greatness that comes when you focus on you, when you protect your heart, when you keep the most important things close to you. Only the ones who truly understand will be there when the time is right. And those who are meant to be part of your journey will respect the spaces that are meant to be private. So today, make a decision. Protect your peace. Guard your personal life with wisdom and strength. Let no one define your worth. You are powerful. You are capable. And you are worthy of everything you've dreamed of. But remember, some things are too precious to share with anyone but yourself. Keep your vision strong, your heart pure, and your steps deliberate. Because when you do that, nothing and no one will be able to stop you from becoming everything you were meant to be. There are certain things in your life that must be treated as sacred, protected, nurtured, and held close to your heart. Not every person you meet deserves to step into your inner world, to have access to your most vulnerable moments, or to witness the growth of your journey. Your life is yours, and it's important to recognize that some parts of it are too precious to be shared freely. There's a profound strength that comes from knowing where to draw the line, where to protect your peace, and where to hold your story in a way that only those who truly understand you can access. Too often we forget that our lives are not public property, and we open ourselves up to people who do not have the ability or the wisdom to handle the magnitude of our truth. When you share too much of yourself too early, when you open up your deepest experiences to people who are not emotionally equipped to handle them, you risk the chance of being misunderstood. Your journey, your dreams, your struggles, they are part of a sacred path that only you are meant to walk in its fullest expression. Not every person you encounter is worthy of knowing the depths of what has shaped you or the raw emotions that have defined your growth. Your story has power, but it is a power that needs to be shared wisely and intentionally, not carelessly or with reckless abandon. You have the ability to protect your inner sanctum, and you must learn to recognize that there are people who simply cannot comprehend the beauty and pain that has formed who you are today. When you let people in without boundaries, without discernment, you are putting yourself at risk. You are giving away pieces of yourself that are meant to be held sacred. There are parts of you that should be kept for yourself to process, to grow from, and to reflect on in your own time. The problem comes when we fail to realize that not everyone who asks for entry into your world truly wants to understand it. Some people are simply curious, and others may even seek to exploit what they can learn about you for their own gain. You must protect your heart from being laid bare in front of people who do not appreciate the significance of what they are seeing. There's a reason why certain things must stay in the realm of your personal experience, because they are meant to shape you and not to be examined by the unworthy. The truth is, when you open up too much, you risk losing the power that comes with keeping your personal life close to your chest. There's a subtle but undeniable strength that comes from silence, from retaining some level of mystery in your journey. When you keep things private, when you keep certain aspects of your life untouched by outside influences, you maintain control over your own narrative. No one else can write your story for you if you are the one who decides when and where to share. This doesn't mean you live in isolation or that you withhold from those who truly love and care for you, but it does mean you exercise caution in who you allow into the deepest parts of who you are. By protecting your personal life, you allow yourself to remain the author of your own journey. There is power in choosing to remain silent about certain things. You don't have to share everything with everyone. There are moments, there are experiences, and there are emotions that are sacred and should be kept between you and your innermost self. Silence does not mean weakness or fear. It means wisdom. It means understanding that not everyone who approaches you is equipped to handle your story, your pain, or your progress. It means recognizing that there are things so precious that they need to be nurtured and cultivated in the privacy of your own heart, far from the prying eyes of the world. When you keep certain things private, you give yourself the space to process, to grow, and to heal without the opinions of others clouding your vision or your peace. In every moment of your life, there is a need for discernment. You must be able to distinguish between those who are worthy of your trust and those who are simply curious. It's easy to get swept up in the desire to be heard, to be understood, to be validated by others, but not everyone you meet has the capacity to truly comprehend the essence of who you are. Some people are simply not equipped to handle the beauty, the depth, and the complexity of your personal experiences. And that's okay. Not everyone is meant to walk alongside you through every moment of your journey. Some people are meant to be spectators, not participants. You must learn to recognize the difference and protect yourself accordingly. Keep your personal life close and share it only with those who truly deserve it. Give access to those who have earned your trust, those who have shown their ability to honor your boundaries and respect your experiences. You do not owe anyone your story, your pain, or your plans until you feel that they are ready to receive them with the same reverence you give them. When you stop sharing indiscriminately, when you learn to guard your life and your heart, something miraculous begins to happen. You begin to reclaim your power. You stop living for the approval or validation of others. You start living for yourself in alignment with your true purpose and your own sense of worth. When you stop giving away pieces of yourself to those who do not deserve them, you begin to recognize how much you have to offer. You realize that your life is valuable, your experiences are sacred, and your future is worth protecting. Your story, your struggles, your triumphs, these are yours. They belong to you. You get to decide who shares in them and who remains a witness from afar. Your energy, your peace, and your personal growth are too precious to be given away without thought, without care. Life is a journey, and not everyone deserves to walk it with you every step of the way. The people who truly belong in your life will respect your boundaries and honor your need for privacy. They will understand that some things are too valuable to share with just anyone, and they will never push you to reveal what you are not ready to share. They will stand beside you, not because they know every detail of your life, but because they respect you and understand your worth. You are worthy of relationships that honor your boundaries, that value your silence, and that respect the sacredness of your personal journey. And it's time you recognize that no one gets to dictate what you share or when you share it. There's something sacred about keeping parts of your life private. In a world where everyone seems to have an opinion on everything, where the boundaries of personal space are often blurred, it's more important than ever to protect the most intimate parts of who you are. Your life is your own, and not everyone deserves access to the depths of your experiences, your dreams, or your struggles. When you share too much of yourself with others, especially those who haven't earned the right to see those vulnerable sides, you risk giving away pieces of your soul to people who don't understand their value, or worse, who may misuse them. Your journey is sacred, your thoughts are precious, and your life story should be yours to decide when, how, and to whom it's revealed. We live in a time where transparency is often demanded and privacy is viewed as suspicious, but there is incredible strength in maintaining the privacy of what matters most to you. There are too many people who, simply because they are curious, think they are entitled to know everything about you. The reality is, not everyone who asks about your life actually cares. Some may just want to know to satisfy their own curiosity. Some may want to use your life as fodder for gossip or comparison, and others may not have the emotional maturity to handle the complexity of your journey. Your story, your experiences, your emotions, they are intricate, delicate, and full of nuances that require understanding and care. Not everyone can offer that. The problem lies in believing that because someone is close to you or appears interested, they deserve to know everything about you. There is no obligation to share the deepest parts of who you are just because someone wants to know. People often forget that the most meaningful parts of your life are not meant to be dissected by just anyone. You must reserve the right to decide what gets shared and with whom. When you freely give people access to the most intimate parts of your being, it can feel like an offering of trust, but not everyone is equipped to handle such gifts. Just because someone wants to know doesn't mean they are prepared for the responsibility that comes with knowing the real you. There's a power in withholding certain things from the world, in choosing not to let every person's curiosity define the boundaries of your life. People who do not truly understand your experiences or struggles may unintentionally diminish the power of your story by oversimplifying it or applying their own narrative to it. The depth of your life deserves a deeper level of care and respect. The more you open up, the more you risk someone misunderstanding, misjudging, or manipulating what you've entrusted to them. It's important to realize that your life is not an open book for the world to read at their leisure. There is a certain mystery, a quiet strength in protecting your inner world. When you share everything with everyone, you may find yourself drained, overwhelmed, and left with little to no energy for yourself. Sometimes the act of constantly explaining your choices, your struggles, or your feelings can strip away your sense of peace and self. There is an incredible amount of peace in choosing what to share and when to share it. You don't owe anyone an explanation, and you certainly don't owe them the right to delve into your private matters unless you have given them that privilege. The power to choose what you share lies within you. It's your gift to yourself, a reminder that your journey is yours alone. People may think they understand you because they know bits and pieces of your life, but they cannot truly know you unless they have walked alongside you through every high and every low. Too often we allow people to form opinions about us based on incomplete information. When you share too much of yourself with people who have not proven they can hold space for your truth, they may distort your experiences or misunderstand the meaning behind your actions. This is why discretion is necessary. The people who deserve to know you deeply are the ones who listen without judgment, who offer empathy without trying to fix, and who allow you the space to be human without criticism or comparison. Not everyone has earned the right to be that person in your life. There is a subtle art to knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Silence is not weakness. It is wisdom in knowing that not every thought, feeling, or detail of your life is meant for public consumption. Some things should remain between you and the higher understanding of your own journey. Your experiences, your dreams, your personal battles and victories, these are the threads that weave together the unique tapestry of your life. But not everyone has the ability to appreciate the delicate beauty of those threads. The more you share, the more others may attempt to redefine or reshape your story to fit their understanding, often leaving you feeling fragmented. There's a purity in protecting what matters most to you. Your story is meant to be told when it's ready to be told, and only to those who can appreciate it for what it truly is. When you decide to withhold certain aspects of your life, you are allowing yourself the room to evolve without the pressures or expectations of others. You have the power to decide who enters your life and who gets to witness your growth. When you understand the value of keeping certain things private, you unlock a newfound strength within yourself. You begin to recognize that not everyone has the same intentions, and that some people will simply take, consume, and leave without ever giving back. The people who matter most in your life will never demand access to your private world. They will earn their place in it through trust, understanding, and respect. The ones who truly deserve to know you, to walk with you through every high and low, are those who are patient, those who listen, those who support without seeking to change you. This life is yours to live, and only you have the right to determine what others know about you and when they know it. You are not obligated to share anything until you are ready. And when you do share, let it be with those who will treat your truth with care, who will carry your story with reverence, and who will never try to diminish your experiences. By guarding your life, by protecting your personal journey, you ensure that you remain the author of your own story, not allowing anyone else to hold the pen. Your life's worth cannot be measured by how much of it you share with others. True value lies in knowing what to protect, who to trust, and when to speak. The people who matter will be there, regardless of how much you share. They will understand that your silence is not rejection, but rather a sacred space for your growth. They will never push you to open up until you are ready. In this way, you become not only the keeper of your own story, but the protector of your peace and the steward of your future. In life, there is a profound power that lies in the things we choose not to share. It's easy to feel like we need to open up to reveal every detail of our journey to those around us, but the truth is, some parts of your life are too valuable, too sacred to be laid bare in front of just anyone. Your life is your story, and it's not meant to be a public spectacle. It's meant to be lived with intention, with purpose, and with discretion. Not everyone around you has earned the right to walk beside you as you navigate the peaks and valleys of your existence. While the world may demand transparency, it's essential to recognize that not everything deserves to be shared, not every detail deserves to be put on display. There's a quiet strength in maintaining the privacy of your personal life, a strength that can preserve your peace, your dignity, and your sense of self. We live in a time where vulnerability is often celebrated, and while vulnerability is a beautiful thing, it's equally important to recognize that not everyone deserves to have access to your innermost thoughts, struggles, and dreams. You must be cautious with who you allow into your personal space, because not everyone can handle the weight of your journey. Just because someone is close to you or expresses curiosity about your life doesn't mean they are entitled to know everything. The truth is, most people are only interested in pieces of your life that they can use to satisfy their own curiosity, often without ever fully understanding the context, depth, or significance of your experiences. They might try to fill in the gaps with their own assumptions, and before you know it, your life has been distorted through their lens, leaving you feeling misrepresented or misunderstood. When you share too much, you risk losing control of your own narrative. There's a reason why some things should remain private. Your life is not a reality show, and not everyone is equipped to handle the complexity of your emotions, your decisions, or your challenges. There are certain things that are too sacred to be handled carelessly or analyzed by people who haven't earned the right to understand them. Every experience you go through, whether joyful or painful, is part of what makes you who you are. But not everyone around you has the emotional capacity to comprehend the full picture of your life. And that's okay. It's not your job to make them understand. It's your job to protect your heart, to protect your peace, and to protect your growth. You are allowed to keep things for yourself, and in doing so, you maintain your autonomy, your clarity, and your sense of self. When you withhold personal details, when you choose not to reveal every piece of your journey, you are making a choice to honor yourself. You are setting boundaries that allow you to preserve your energy, your privacy, and your inner peace. It's an act of self-respect. You are not required to share anything you are not ready to share. And by doing so, you make room for personal growth without the pressures or judgments of others. There is something incredibly powerful about maintaining a level of mystery in your life. It doesn't mean you are hiding or being deceptive, but rather that you are choosing to keep certain parts of your soul private. Your life is a beautiful, intricate tapestry, and not everyone needs to see the entire design. Some threads should be kept hidden, reserved for moments of reflection or understanding until the time is right to reveal them. Sometimes we feel like we owe others an explanation for everything we do, but the truth is, we don't. You don't owe anyone access to your most private thoughts, your past struggles, or your future plans unless you are ready to share them. The people who are meant to be in your life, the ones who truly care about you, will not demand that you open up to them. They will respect your boundaries and give you the time and space you need to share what's important in your own way and in your own time. Trust is built through patience, understanding, and mutual respect, not through the constant expectation of personal disclosure. People who genuinely care will not rush you. They will understand that your silence is not an indication of something wrong, but rather a healthy, necessary part of your personal process. And when you are ready to speak, they will listen with empathy and compassion. The danger of oversharing is that it can invite negativity and judgment into your life. Not everyone who listens to your story does so with good intentions. Some people may listen just to find something to criticize, to judge, or to use against you later. They may twist your words, manipulate your emotions, or project their own insecurities onto your journey. When you open up too much, you expose yourself to these kinds of harmful energies, and that can drain you, leaving you feeling vulnerable, unprotected, and misunderstood. By choosing not to share every detail of your life, you protect yourself from these potential pitfalls, you maintain your emotional boundaries, and you ensure that only those who are genuinely capable of understanding your experiences have access to them. It's essential to recognize that your worth is not determined by how much of your life you make available to others. Your value is inherent, and it cannot be measured by how transparent or open you are. In fact, some of the most valuable moments of your life are those that remain between you and your inner self, moments of reflection, growth, and understanding that don't need to be shared to be meaningful. The most profound transformations often happen in silence, in solitude, and in moments where no one else is watching. You don't need to prove your worth by constantly explaining or revealing everything you are going through. You are allowed to live your life on your own terms, to choose what you share, and to protect what you need to keep private for your own well-being. Remember, not everyone in your life deserves access to your heart, to your dreams, or to your struggles. You are the gatekeeper of your own story, and it is your right to decide what gets shared and when. By doing so, you honor yourself and the sacredness of your personal journey. Your life is a precious gift, and you have the right to protect it. Let those who truly care about you prove themselves worthy of your trust by respecting your boundaries, and remember that some parts of your journey are too valuable to be shared with anyone but yourself. Keep your peace, protect your heart, and honor your growth by choosing wisely who gets to be part of your personal story. In the whirlwind of life, we are constantly pulled in many directions. The world expects us to be open, to share, to connect, to reveal the deep parts of ourselves that often feel most vulnerable. It's as if there is a pressure, sometimes unspoken, to offer pieces of our lives to anyone who asks, to lay ourselves bare before others. But not everything about us needs to be shared. There is a power in withholding parts of your life and guarding your peace, your experiences, and your personal journey. Not everyone is entitled to know your every thought or feeling, and not everyone is capable of truly understanding the complexities that make you who you are. Your life is sacred, and there is wisdom in recognizing when to protect it from the prying eyes and expectations of others. The notion of vulnerability is often celebrated in our culture, but vulnerability should not mean surrendering every part of your life to the world. Vulnerability has its place, but it needs to be protected. There's something valuable, almost sacred, about holding parts of your journey for yourself. When you share too much too often with too many people, you risk diluting the sacredness of your own experience. Some things are too precious to be passed around like stories to be dissected or opinions to be handed out freely. The deepest parts of your soul, your past struggles, your fears, your dreams, they are yours and should be treated as such. They are not material for conversation or gossip. These parts of your life are not for the world to consume. They are for you to understand, to process, and to grow from. By keeping parts of your life private, you are not hiding, nor are you being secretive. You are protecting your personal space, your boundaries, your energy. There's strength in recognizing that not every person who enters your life deserves to know everything about you. There is no obligation to share your deepest hurts, your dreams, or your plans with others unless you feel that it's right. You don't have to open up just because someone asks or because you feel a certain pressure to connect. Not everyone has the emotional intelligence, the understanding, or the maturity to handle your truth, and that's okay. It doesn't mean they are bad people, it just means they are not in a place where they can support you in the ways that you need. Protecting your personal life means protecting your peace, your growth, and your emotional well-being. It's easy to get swept up in the idea that we need to be open with everyone, to give pieces of ourselves freely in the name of connection or vulnerability. But not everyone will appreciate what you share. Not everyone will treat your personal life with the respect it deserves. The world is full of people who, without meaning to, may misunderstand, misjudge, or even exploit what they learn about you. And once something is shared, it cannot be taken back. The words, the thoughts, the emotions you reveal to others are now theirs to process, and not everyone will process them with the same care or respect that you would. Once you've given pieces of your life away, they're no longer just yours. They belong to others who may interpret them differently, or worse, use them to shape their opinions of you or your journey. You must learn that sharing too much opens the door for people to offer unsolicited advice, judgment, or even criticism. People who haven't walked your path, who haven't lived your experiences, cannot fully understand why you make the choices you do, why you think the way you do, or why you respond to life the way you do. And when they don't understand, they may try to offer their own perspectives on your life, their own opinions on what you should or should not do. While it's natural to want to connect with others and seek their support, the truth is that your journey is yours and yours alone. Only you truly know the full extent of your experiences and what it took for you to get to where you are. Others can offer support, but they cannot rewrite your story. Your experiences are unique to you, and there is strength in knowing that you do not need to explain yourself to anyone. When you share freely with others, you open yourself to being judged, criticized, or misunderstood. But when you withhold certain parts of your life, when you keep your personal space sacred, you maintain control. You retain the power to decide when and how much of yourself you want to reveal. This sense of control over your own narrative is essential for your emotional well-being. When you make the decision to hold back, to share less, you create space for yourself to breathe, to think, and to process your own feelings without the external noise of others' opinions. There is a freedom in silence, a peace that comes with knowing that your journey is unfolding in the way it needs to, without the interference of those who cannot see the bigger picture. In a world that often values sharing over introspection, there is power in choosing not to share. This doesn't mean you should isolate yourself or push people away, but it does mean that you have the right to decide who gets to see certain parts of you. Some moments of your life are for you alone. Some feelings, some dreams, some plans are meant to be nurtured in solitude, allowed to grow in silence before they are exposed to the world. By keeping certain parts of your life private, you allow them to grow, to evolve, to mature before others get involved. You protect the purity of your emotions, your aspirations, and your struggles. Not everyone around you needs to be privy to your process. Some things are meant to unfold slowly, in your own time, at your own pace. There's also a beauty in holding space for yourself. In keeping certain things private, you give yourself the chance to reflect, to learn, and to heal without the influence of external voices. When everything is shared, there's a danger of losing yourself in the opinions of others. Your path is yours to walk, and it's important that you stay true to it, regardless of the noise around you. There is strength in your silence, power in your decision to protect your life from the influences of those who may not understand your journey. You have the right to decide what parts of your life remain private. You have the right to protect the sacred spaces of your heart, your mind, and your soul. Not everyone deserves to be let into your inner world. Only those who truly honor you, who understand the complexity of your experiences, and who respect your boundaries should be allowed to witness the full scope of your journey. It's okay to hold things back, to protect what matters most, and to choose who shares in your story. By doing so, you are not only protecting your peace, but also ensuring that you remain the author of your own life, the one who writes the narrative and the one who decides when and how your story unfolds. The most valuable parts of your life are yours to protect, to nurture, and to share only when you feel it is right. By guarding your heart, your experiences, and your growth, you protect the integrity of who you are. In a world that thrives on social media and constant connectivity, it often feels as though there's an invisible pressure to share every detail of our lives. We live in an age where vulnerability is praised, where transparency is almost expected, and where keeping something private is often seen as a sign of being distant or unapproachable. But not everything in life needs to be shared. In fact, there is immense strength in recognizing that some parts of your life should remain private, even sacred. The way you navigate your journey, your thoughts, your dreams, your fears, and your personal evolution are uniquely yours to experience. While it's important to connect with others, it's just as important to protect what's most precious to you, your inner world. You don't have to share everything with everyone, and there's an unparalleled power in holding back some of your most intimate experiences in keeping parts of your life to yourself. The belief that we must reveal everything to others can sometimes stem from a desire for validation, for approval, or for the comfort of knowing that someone understands our struggles. But the truth is, not everyone is equipped to truly understand the depth of your emotions or the complexity of your experiences. There's a difference between someone who's interested in your life for the sake of genuine connection and someone who simply wants to be in the know to satiate their curiosity. Your life isn't a spectacle for others to consume, dissect, or gossip about. The moments of your life, both joyful and painful, are personal to you. They are yours to define, to reflect on, and to share only when you're ready and with the people who have earned the privilege of understanding them. Every experience you go through is a part of your story. Yet not every part of your story is meant to be shared with the world. When you reveal too much of your life too soon or with too many people, you risk losing control over how your story is told. People who aren't close to you, who haven't been there through your struggles or joys, may misinterpret the essence of what you've experienced. They may try to offer advice or opinions that are based on their own limited perspective, unaware of the full picture of who you are. Worse, they may twist the narrative of your life to suit their own agenda, and once that happens, it's difficult to take those words and opinions back. You must realize that you are not obligated to share everything about yourself with anyone who asks. Not everyone deserves access to the most vulnerable parts of your heart. The people who truly care will understand the sacredness of what you choose to keep private. They won't demand to know every detail of your life. They'll simply be there for you, no matter what you choose to share. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that we need to explain ourselves, especially when others show interest in our lives. But you don't owe anyone an explanation for your choices, your feelings, or your journey. Your life is not a public project for others to critique or assess. Every decision you make, every path you take is shaped by a unique set of experiences that others may never fully comprehend. It's not their job to understand every facet of your life, and it's not your responsibility to make them understand. It is okay to withhold certain aspects of yourself. It doesn't make you distant, closed off, or cold. It makes you wise enough to know that your personal life belongs to you. There's a certain wisdom in choosing to share selectively, in protecting your peace, and in maintaining the privacy of your emotional and mental space. You don't have to share your struggles, your goals, or your deepest thoughts with everyone who asks. By keeping some things private, you allow yourself to protect your mental, emotional, and spiritual energy from being consumed or drained by those who cannot offer the same level of understanding or support. When you allow yourself to maintain certain boundaries around what you share, you also create space for healing and growth. Too often, when we open ourselves too quickly or too deeply to others, we expose ourselves to judgment, unsolicited advice, and criticism. People may offer well-meaning suggestions or opinions based on what they think is best for you, but they are not living your life. They do not walk in your shoes. They cannot fully comprehend the nuances of your decisions or the motivations behind them. By keeping parts of your life private, you preserve your sense of autonomy and your ability to make decisions without external influences. You don't have to justify yourself to anyone. The path you are walking is yours alone, and you are the only one who truly understands why you are walking it the way you are. There's also a profound peace that comes from knowing that you don't have to answer to anyone about your personal choices. When you stop feeling the need to explain or justify your every move, you create an environment where you can focus more on your own growth and healing rather than on seeking validation or approval from others. You don't need to share everything to be seen or heard. You don't need to lay bare every detail of your life for others to appreciate your worth. Your worth is inherent, and it doesn't depend on how much you share or how many people know your story. Your life, your heart, your experiences, these are yours to shape, to keep sacred, and to share only with those who have earned the right to truly understand. It's important to recognize that the world is full of people who are not prepared to hold the weight of your truth. Sharing too much with the wrong person can lead to feelings of betrayal or disappointment. They may not be able to hold your story with the same care and respect that you do. People may misunderstand your intentions or the depth of your emotions. They may think they know you based on what you've shared, but they only know a fraction of the story. They haven't been with you in your darkest moments or your brightest achievements. They haven't lived through the complexity of your emotions or the intricacies of your decisions. And because they don't know the full story, they may form judgments or give advice that feels disconnected or out of place. Your life is yours to protect, to share as you see fit, and to keep private when necessary. By keeping certain parts of your life sacred, you not only protect yourself, but also ensure that the relationships that truly matter can flourish in the right way. The people who truly care about you will understand that privacy isn't a rejection, but a necessary boundary. They won't take offense when you choose not to share everything. Instead, they will respect your decision to hold certain things close to your heart. They will appreciate you for who you are, not for how much you are willing to reveal about yourself. Ultimately, the power to protect your personal life lies in your hands. You don't have to share your struggles, your dreams, or your personal experiences with anyone unless you choose to. You can set your own boundaries and decide what stays private. By doing so, you protect your peace, your heart, and your sense of self. Not everyone needs to know every detail of your life, and that is perfectly okay. What matters is that you remain true to yourself, that you maintain the strength to hold on to what's most important, and that you share only when it feels right. In protecting your personal life, you honor yourself in your journey, keeping sacred what belongs only to you.